Back, everybody, to All Bites Matter. Today we're going to dig into the 2025 announcement from Humminbird on the Mega Live 2 and the Explorer series. So stick around and we're going to start digging into it. So before I start digging into this here, I'd just like to say I appreciate the feedback from all you guys about the audio. So I did do some adjustments, as you guys probably noticed. You can hear me pretty clearly, hopefully. I got a wireless mic. I'm using a little bit different setup that you guys are seeing through right now. So I appreciate it. Did you guys watch that great announcement video? I do believe that it was not exactly live, but they try to make it look like it was live. What's your guys' thoughts on that? But I thought it was a great announcement. The background, all the moving lights and everything was great. The setup that they had that they could show right there to the screen about everything, that was really awesome. And then having, Van Damme and the other anglers show on the water what exactly you'll be looking at. I think that's great. Let's get into it here. So I did some research and lots of video watching. What I'm looking forward to is the Explorer series and also some of the Mega Live 2 features. The Explorer series, the whole waypoint management system is awesome. Being able to hit that draw and then circle all the waypoints you would like to either adjust. You can download them to your file right there on there and send them to somebody if you'd like. You can send them to your phone via Wi-Fi, circle them, and then you can also change the colors, all that right there within that circle that you circled. That's just awesome. That's just another part of innovation from Humminbird, right? Making it easier for the user. Since I've been using Humminbird, I've noticed that they've always made sure to make it user friendly. The UI experience is just way better than I think than the other units. It took a while for other units to catch up. I think Garmin's right there, but Lowrance took a while. You used to be able to, they reminded me of Apple. You had to go through a bunch of submenus to get to certain things just to adjust something. Hummingbird's made it pretty easy. You go to menu, and then you go through your submenus, and then it has a list right there, right? It's pretty easy. Or they even have shortcuts. I think they're adding to that with the Explorer series and make it more user-friendly. A lot of people like to be able to just plug their units in and go and take off. And Humminbird, you can kind of do that, right? You can plug it in, and the generic settings will get you out on the water and get what you need to be doing. So just another additive that they've had. So right here, I have some notes that I've taken and I'll review with you guys, and I'd like to get your guys' thoughts. So make sure you put them down below. I'm sure you guys have done all your own research if you're watching this video. And let's get together and put our minds together and see what our thoughts are on these new announcements and how it's going to affect us end users, the fishermen. All right, let's dig into the Explorer series. So I believe, like I was talking about just a minute ago, about the three, you can easily circle waypoints and edit them, where I dug into that. I think that's awesome. The other thing that I think is great is the 3 shortcut buttons at the bottom that you can add to. It's something they've had pretty common across a lot of units, especially the Helix series. It makes it real easy. You just hold the button, add what you want in there. Kind of same with the Explorer series. You add whatever you want on that button to do, make it a shortcut. And while you're on the water, you're not trying to go through submenus and find what you would like. Another great additive to that. Another thing is the on-screen adjustments, right? So as they are, let's just go with Mega Live 2. As they have Mega Live 2 going, right? You have adjustments at the bottom, and you can slide and do whatever you need there for sensitivity and all that. Quick access to the menu for the colors made it super easy for the user. So another good thing for Humminbird. The zoom is faster. So if you take a look, and as they stop the screen for like side imaging and they wanted to zoom in on maybe a fish or some structure, they hit that zoom and it zooms in really fast compared to like on the Helix and other ones, it goes pretty slow. Is it comes with LakeMaster already loaded on it, and you get the chip. We all know that we have to purchase LakeMaster usually. One of the structure sides of the Humminbird Explorer series is, if you guys have noticed, it's thinner. They made it pretty thin. They do have where it mounts is a little bit, the back of it comes out a little bit to where the mounts are, but the whole unit as itself is pretty thin. It's awesome for like dash mounts up front, inner dash mounts. There's not a whole lot of room up there, so people that put stuff under there, we won't want to have all that distance of the like the Helix series. They're pretty thick. The Solix series, they're all pretty thick. They kind of shrunk it down some. We'll see how that affects the cooling. It looks like they have pretty good cooling fins on the back, right? With that new quad core processor, they need to use a lot more power. Anybody in the computer world knows power means heat. So then they have to dissipate that heat somehow. And then obviously when you're out in the sun and everything else, that makes it worse. So we'll see down the road how that works out. But if you look back there, they have some cooling fins that you would see like on a heat sink of a computer and stuff like that. So we'll see if it actually does its job, dissipates that heat, keeps that unit cool, and lets it do its job. So that's enough of the Explorer series. If you got any comments or anything like that, anything to add, let's throw it down so people can look at it, get some understandings on when they move forward for January. Don't have an exact date. They did mention January will be the first time that the units will be available for sale. These people that are got the few weeks until that time can make some their minds up on if they want to sell units and buy the new units or just buy the new units. Let's get together and put some good information together for everybody. All right, so let's move on to Mega Live 2. All right, Mega Live 2. Wow. Hopefully the rumors and the videos and all the information is true about the distance, right? A lot of people, including me, were bummed about the distance and a little bit of the clarity. I wasn't so bad at the clarity because I feel that I can see the fish just fine. But wow, the distance and everything like that look great. Videos that I've seen of people using the units and giving their own reviews and or just using the units, you can see some definite improvements. All right, first thing first, landscape mode. If you guys didn't know, it still uses landscape mode, works great, has that improved distance, but it also has one other thing. It's called target boost. So when you turn on target boost on the Mega Live 2, it really focuses on those high points of clarity so you can see your target moving and or your lure moving. So as I was watching and learning this, they had their landscape going, and it had pretty much the same picture as like the Mega Live 1, maybe probably a little bit same clarity, maybe a little bit better. The distance was way better. But once they hit that target boost, it really defined everything. It like took the whole background, like the bottom, and sucked it away. And then it literally you just see these white spots moving around. You see your bait moving. You can see the splash of your bait. That's great. You really, when I used the Mega Live 1 landscape, really couldn't see my lure out there splashing or anything. You could see the fish move a little bit here and there. That was pretty good once you really got it tuned in, clear water. But I think this target boost is the bee's knees. It's going to be great to have when you're using a landscape, and I think it's going to make users use it a lot more because a lot of us would use it. It was so cluttered and hard to understand when you're fishing. A lot of people are stuck to the normal forward view or down view. So let's hope this really cleans it up and we all can utilize it a lot more, because you got to think if you have that wider span and you can see structure and a fish moving over in the structure a lot easier, and you can see where your lure is hitting and you can watch that fish follow the lure. We're all probably going to kind of transition a little bit from that forward view to more landscape view, even bed fishing, or even using it for crappie bluegill, right? The beds are everywhere and you can see them moving in and out. You can see that pretty good on Mega Live 1, but when you can really see it and you can see our lure, that's going to be awesome. All right, next thing is the delay. We all know that the forward-facing units have delay. That's what I mean by that is you throw your lure out, you're watching it fall, and you move it, and then it moves, right? That delay of when you move it to where it sees it and shows it to you has always been pretty minimal with Mega Live compared to other units. I know that Lowrance improved theirs quite a bit. Theirs was pretty bad, and I know that Garmin and Humminbird were pretty close. When I was looking at this and all the videos and everything that I could see, it really looks like it's about the same with Humminbird. It doesn't look like they improved that much of them. Let's see how that ends up. We never know. Might be right on time, but that would be awesome. But that takes a lot of processing power, because you got to think as that puck sends out that sonar, hits the fish, comes back, then feeds it in there. That milliseconds That's a lot to go all the way out, come back, feed it through. It takes a lot of time to do that, and to shorten that takes power and processing, and they did up that. So we'll take a look and see. But to me, it looked like it was about the same. If you guys saw anything else, let me know. And if you have videos showing that it's faster, post them. Let's see them. That'd be great. Let's move on to the next thing. Range on the Mega Live 2. I just hands down think that it's better. How better it is, I got to have it in my hands to see it. Hopefully in January that happens. But the videos and the announcement video and people that do have the units reviews that I've watched and kind of looked through and seen reviews, they say it's significantly better. Well, I'm kind of a person that likes to have it in my hands and actually say, yeah, it is. But from what I'm seeing, that they have the units and the distance set and everything, and they throw their lures and you can see it splash and you see it come down to the fish. It seems significantly better. The clarity's better, the tracking. So people will be out there and really doing some fine-tune adjustments with the settings like we did with Mega Live 1 and shared all the settings to help everybody else really see the baits out there farther. And we all know that it depends on water quality, right? Water quality, how we have the units wired, and what's all on that designated circuit for the wiring. If you have a ton of stuff on that circuit, right, that's pulling that power for the processor on that unit, right, that stuff matters. C-Clear's harnesses came out to really help that part of it. And there's other off brands that you can do your own. I have another video if you guys want to see down below. I'll link it. I added a 16 volt. I'm still reviewing it. I've had it for about 6 months, but just having the dedicated harness, I believe, helped me. Anyways, that's what I have on that. Let's see what else we got to review. So let's talk about the transducer. The transducer is a little bit different how they designed it, but the main difference that they have is the bracket. They added another button to make it to where the bracket is a lot sturdier. It doesn't move at all. We know if we're moving or using that troll motor and it's shaking or anything like that, because we know that some of our props hit stuff, so they get out of balance a little bit. But they added that extra button to add that security so it's more stiff and it has more focus on what it's shooting at instead of shaking and trying to focus, right? That's one thing they added from the degrees is different. I believe they moved it to a 30-degree increments as you move it to give you a little bit more fine tune instead of, I want to say it was 40 degrees. Don't quote me on that, but they did change the degrees. I'm pretty sure they changed it to 30 degrees. So each click is a 30-degree click. And so that gives you a little bit more functionality of where you want to angle it and get that clarity dialed in for your depth. So that's what I seen on that. I think it looks great. Get it in my hands once again. I'm not sure about dimensions. If it's way bigger, it didn't look like it. And then the dimensions I saw, obviously it doesn't seem like it's bigger, but we'll find out once we have it on our hands, especially with the new bracket, what they changed on that, if it sticks out farther, the bulkiness. I like to keep it slim so it doesn't hang up on anything as I'm using my trolling motor, especially weeds and lily pads. That thing loves to catch the lily pads and just rip them off, and then you got to pull your trolling motor up, pull them off, just to be able to use it. So we'll see. So one other thing that I found that I thought was pretty neat is Mega Live 2, and with the Explorer series, you can literally calibrate the transducer to the unit. So that helps you get more defined images. It didn't say that you can do it with a Apex or the Solix series. I believe it's just with the new Explorer series. So we'll have to see what that brings about and how much better that is, if it's actually worth it, right? That's, I think, hopefully not something a price point for people to buy more Explorers. But if it does make a significant difference, I know that people are going to believe that, you know what, we have to get that unit to where we have the best clarity as possible. So it's understandable. So if anybody has anything more on that and the calibration, please post it. I'm really curious. I haven't really seen much on it, but I do know it's out there that you can calibrate the transducers to the unit to make it more clear and work better with the unit and give you a better picture on the unit. All right, guys, that's all I have today. I hope you guys enjoyed the announcement, and I hope you guys enjoyed that we have some new equipment from Humminbird. Obviously, we've lost some other equipment that they had, But that there's a good thing to that, unfortunately, is we'll have some cheaper units that are very good in themselves. I've used them that we can utilize still, right? And we still have Mega Live 1, and it's not the worst thing in the world. You can still utilize it, but we got some new stuff coming, and it's great. I can't wait to get my hands on it. All right. Anyways, comment down below, leave some information. Let us all know what your thoughts are so that we can all put our heads together and see how this is going to go. See if it's something worth going towards. I believe it is myself. I think they done a great job, but we don't know until we get our hands on it. Have a good day. Have a good night. Go fishing.